YouTube, what's going on? Today, I got that Tec-9 verse video that everyone's been asking about. Finally got it done. Here it comes to you. It's Tec-9 versus OTs-9 versus CX-9 versus MAC-10. No, that's not a 9. It's a 10, but I'm still using it. And it might be a 10 overall score-wise. I don't know. It's up to you to watch the video and decide for yourself. Anyway, I'm bringing you this video so that when you are selecting your SMG and basically attachments that you want to use for the SMG, you know what's going to work and what's not. This video is going to go over each of the gun's stats and each of the gun's loadout. Hope you enjoy it. Alright guys, let's get started with the time to kill and the damage per second. We're going to start with the chest TTK, and that's because for me personally, if you ever watch one of my videos, you'll notice I like to aim for the chest and move up to the head. That's the way I do it. I like to get center mass just so I'm hitting them, and then move the gun upwards. As you can see in the blue, the OTs-9 is probably the best gun for these super close quarter combat fights. Now, that's if you're in a house, something to that effect. Maybe you're running into a house and you switch to your SMG. OTs-9 is probably going to be the best. Then if you could see the orange, the Tec-9, it still shreds, and it's got a little bit more distance, and overall, longer ranges, it is probably one of the better SMGs. Now, I think that the MAC-10 is a little better as it seems to hold more ammo. It doesn't seem to shoot as fast. To me, the MAC-10 feels overall like the best choice right now for SMGs, besides maybe the Bullfrog. The Bullfrog's really good. I didn't put that one in this video, but the Bullfrog is also really good. Followed by, you get the CX-9, which is pretty close to the Tec-9 as far as up close and personal, but then the damage drop-offs is kind of ridiculous with the CX-9. And finally, you've got your MAC-10, and I already talked about that. I think that's probably your best option right now. If you are a real beast, a real pro player, or you just get lucky and get some headshots, again, the OTs-9 is probably, as far as super close quarter combat, the best. However, the damage drop-offs do get ridiculous. It is not as good, in my opinion. Followed by your CX-9 is going to be the next best gun for headshots until you get to about 25 meters, and then the Tec-9 in orange takes over, which is very, very close. I don't think really, if you like the Tec-9 better than you like the CX-9, that's the gun to go with, because the damage difference is, we're not even talking about a bullet difference. And then you got your MAC-10. Again, I still feel like the MAC-10 overall is a better gun. However, Bullfrog is a really very viable option right now as well. Let's also talk about what happens when you hit people in the extremities. Now, that is going to be your arms, knees, legs, fingers, toes, whatever, anything outside of the head and chest. And as you can see, the OTs-9 still super close quarter combat is the best. Then you got your Tec-9, and you've got your CX-9 followed after the MAC-10. However, in the extremities department, I do like the Tec-9. It does really, if you're shooting somebody in the arms, it really does get the job done, especially at distances. Maybe if you're using this as a sniper support for your up-close personal battles, it might be okay. I don't think the Tec-9 is the greatest gun in the world. I know for a while everyone was saying, it's the new meta. I personally don't believe it is the new meta. I don't believe the CX-9 is meta. I think, honestly, you want to run with your MAC-10, your OTs-9, or your Bullfrog. This is a Tec-9 verse video, so I thought, we'll start with the Tec-9 loadout. And if you're looking for the best Tec-9 loadout in Warzone, in my opinion, this is it. And I have tried a numerous variety of Tec-9 loadouts. If you enjoy close quarter combat, the Tec-9 does specialize in dealing large amounts of damage to nearby foes. However, it does have quite a bit of damage drop-off. So if you're trying to get that mid-range fight with an SMG, the Tec-9 is probably not the gun for you. If you haven't unlocked this gun yet, you just have to reach tier 30 and have paid for the current Season 5 Battle Pass, and then you just gotta get a bunch of kills to open up these attachments. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go with the full auto repeater. Basically, that's going to make it full auto. There's a single fire option, a burst fire option, and the full auto. I like the full auto the best. Then we're going to add the 4.9 Task 4 barrel. That's going to improve the weapon's effective damage range, the bullet velocity. It's going to increase your strafe speed just a little bit better. And it's basically helps this gun overall distance, but it's still a close quarter combat weapon. Going to add that steady aim laser. We're going to add that Stanek 48 round magazine, and that's going to seriously improve the amount of bullets that you can put in each clip. I like the Duster stock. It decreases the amount of time needed to perform your slides. It really increases your mobility, makes the weapon a lot more like the MAC-10 and Bullfrog mobile-wise. Don't forget to like this video, guys. Now let's go over the CX9 loadout. Now the CX9 did recently get a buffed headshot multiplier, and it went from 1.4 to 1.45, and the mid damage range went from 20 to 21. The CX9 was already a viable weapon. It's great sniper support. It's now probably better as a standalone SMG than it was before the buff. So what we're going to do with this one is we're going to throw on that monolithic suppressor. It's going to keep you off the mini-map. It's going to keep your sound suppression down and help your damage range. I like the Commando foregrip for the recoil stabilization and the aiming stability that it does. And the 50-round drum, I think that's self-explanatory. It's going to give you 50 rounds. The CXFR is the stock that I choose in this one. It drastically improves the mobility and the aim down sight speeds. Makes this gun a little bit more viable for the close quarter combat. And then the 5 milliwatt laser helps you with your hip firing. Now, if you want, this gun is a little slow in the reload, in my opinion. You can swap that 5 milliwatt laser out for sleight of hand perk. The OTs-9 in Warzone is an absolute monster, especially at close range. It has an asinine amount of damage at point blank. It is crazy. I mean, for indoor engagements, this thing is probably the best SMG you can use. However, outside of about 12 meters, this gun has significant damage drop off. So unless you're serious about your close quarter combat fights, you probably want to use something different, but the OTs-9 shreds at super close quarter combat. As far as the loadout, we're going to use that GRU suppressor. We're going to use the 8.1 Task Force barrel, KGB skeletal stock, Tiger Team Spotlight, and the VDV 40 round fast mag. Now, I don't tend to use a lot of fast mags on SMGs because it slows down your ADS time and your mobility. However, in this particular situation, I do like the VDV 40 round fast mag the best. The MAC-10 is one of my personal favorite SMGs. I mean, it had some seriously former glory days, and it still hits really hard. Now, you think about this lightweight attributes that it has with the high damage output that it has. This gun is absolutely amazing. I love it. I still use it quite a bit myself. As far as the loadout, I'm going to go with that agency suppressor. I'm going to use that task force barrel, the Tiger Team Spotlight, the Raider stock, and the Stanek 53 round drum. Again, this gun, to me, is probably the best of all the options, but that's my opinion. That's for my playstyle. Your playstyle might be different. Maybe one of these guns works better. Hopefully, after watching this first video, you'll have a little bit more idea about what these guns can and can't do. Well, guys, that's the video. In my opinion, the OTs-9 is probably best for 12 meters and under fights. However, I think overall the MAC-10 is still probably the best. The Tec-9 is a great gun. It is a viable option if you're using it. It does slay, don't get me wrong. It's a good gun. I just think that there are a couple better options. Till next time, I'm Bormai, signing out, wishing you happy gaming.